Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. And in the last episode, guys, we closed the case of the sacrificial lamb. Out of all the suspects that we had, we determined that Kurt Manchios, the founder of the feast, for lack of a better term, was actually the one behind Fabio's death. And actually, I think that's probably going to solve a lot more problems than just seeing justice done here on Cordona. But the constable was definitely grateful, and now we have some more evidence regarding the death of Sherlock's mother. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Report number 07-43. Officers arrived to find the deceased, identified as Mrs. Violet Holmes, lying in the garden of Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked with a deep vertical incision, 2 inches in length, down her throat. Her face was swollen and covered in red blotches. Likely cause of death, hypoxia. Awaiting confirmation from medical examiner. Main suspect, Otto Richter, was arrested on the scene. The body was sent for autopsy. She drowned. Yeah, it's definitely something you gotta process.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Oh, and there's John. Okay, splintered memory. Let's go ahead and... since we're kind of heading back home, let's go ahead and get everyone back in kind of the default clothes. Wait a minute, it said that I unlocked 2 new pieces of clothing. What did we... oh, Lord. And now John and Sherlock can both be ice cream men. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Get John into his favorite suit.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
It was the best decision I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
Wow.
Oh, yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
And what an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
Love him. Alright. I wonder what part he still has to play in all of this. And looks like we don't have anything except for Stonewood Manor, guys, so let's go ahead and see what's in that back garden. Unless there's something in the mail, that would be... Nope. It was worth a shot.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry,
John, I always listen to you.
you don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain. And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
Oh, is this the last part of the game?
I find myself awash in uncertainty. Perhaps now is not the time, with so much left to do.
Thank you, Sherlock. Thank you. Some doors can remain closed.
Cordona still calls for us, yes. And we will
Well,
answer.
actually...
But know this, John.
Okay, hold
One
on.
way or another, we will find ourselves back in front of this door, unable to avoid the truth any longer.
Splintered memory? Yeah, we don't have anything else to do. We've slain all the dragons. Alright, you know what? Let's do this. I really don't want the game to end.
You don't have to do this. There is no coming back from this. Please.
John, my anima, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just... please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
Something really bad's about to happen, isn't it?
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
Yeah?
That's the descendant of a tree your father planted in London, correct?
Indeed, we planted the sprout here, and for a while it grew happily. Alas, it seems without us here to care for it, it didn't survive.
Yeah, we got a doll, teddy bear. It's another one of Mom's collection.
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish.
Well, oh, that is someone playing the piano. No. Can we not? Let's check everything else before we... Oh, I can't run. Are we gonna find out that, like, sure... No. We haven't seen any kind of evidence that Sherlock's dad was still alive.
Is that the raft we made together, John?
Looks more like a pile of rotten planks now.
Got a boat. Got a sword. Like, this was definitely their playground. Okay, let's see Let's see how far and deep the rabbit hole goes.
That's from Mother's favourite tea set. What is it doing in here?
We're gonna have a lot of trauma. Oh. Oh, I don't like this in first person.
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
Okay, so we're seeing an argument between Violet and Richter.
These must help calm her down.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Mind Palace clue. It's been a while since we got one of those. Mother's throat was slit. Risk of side effects. Dr. Richter experimented on my mother with unconventional drugs and treatments. Every dose had a risk of side effects. Increased tolerance. My mother's used sedatives frequently, so her body must have built up a tolerance. It wouldn't be a danger to her. She drowned. My mother drowned. Her throat wound could either be a final humiliation by the killer or a desperate attempt to save her. The slit on my mother's throat was an attempted tracheotomy. It makes no sense to do this if she was drowning. Okay. This is going down a dark road here. What do we do now, John?
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Sounded like John's voice started to get more distorted, too. Thanks, I hate it.
Don't go, Mother, wait! Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection. I remember this artifact from Mother's collection.
Oh god, here we go again. This is beyond creepy. Oh, here we go.
Here it is. If we'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek.
You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
That was that argument that we saw.
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Sherry, come here, darling.
So was she actually hurting Sherlock and Mycroft was trying to protect him?
Sherlock, I'm here. Come closer.
Wait. New things. Okay, hold on.
Sherry, come here.
Coming,
darling.
Mother! This was from my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum. I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed.
When is this going to turn?
Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea.
That's some ominous music.
Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry.
Oh, his mom called him Sherry.
Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No! Don't you dare say such things! You are a liar like all the others!
Mother!
Don't call me that! You aren't fooling me!
No! Mum, it hurts!
My son would never lie!
Mum, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself!
Please, stop! It's me, Sherlock!
You are not my Sherry! Give me my stuff before I'll kill you!
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine that. So Richter killed her. Or she killed herself. Maybe she thought that she had drowned Sherlock? Okay, hold on. Mental disease. My mother tried to kill me. My mother tried to drown me in the pond at Stonewood Manor. Mycroft accused Dr. Richter. After Mycroft caught Otto Richter, he blamed him for our mother's death. That's all the clues found. Okay. So, when there are no records about my mother's death, we had family friend on Cordona. Fragile sanity. Mycroft hid the truth about the death of our mother and lied when he told me that she died of tuberculosis, yeah. Especially if we had been able to block this. Mycroft did not like the methods of Dr. Otto Richter and did not trust him. Wait, can we go back? Oh, we can't go back and read anything. My mother drowned. Her throat could be Could either be a final humiliation by the killer or a desperate attempt to save her. She didn't drown. The slit on my mother's throat was an attempted tracheotomy. It makes no sense. It said that she died via drowning. The autopsy did, didn't it? Risk of side effects, increased tolerance. So what happens if I do this? Someone drowned my mother, either by accident or on purpose. Otto Richter is responsible. My mother, Violet, was drowned by Otto Richter. Mycroft accused him of murder, but it's unclear if Otto killed her deliberately. Whew. Okay. So what's the other option, though? My mother had an unexpected allergic reaction to her medication and she suffocated. John and I are responsible. My mother died from an allergic reaction after we gave her sedatives with her morning tea. Otto Richter tried to save Violet, yet Mycroft deliberately blamed him for her death despite John and I being responsible. I don't buy that. John is the killer. I killed my mother without knowing it. The idea to give her sedatives came from John, which means that I cannot trust my own mind. To heal myself, I must get rid of John. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me. I killed my mother. I am responsible for my mother's death. It was my idea to give her medication, which caused the allergic reaction that killed her. Well, wait. There were rashes, weren't there? In the autopsy report? Whew. They're gonna make this as open-ended as possible, aren't they? I don't think that was the case. You know, we may have given her the sedatives, and it may have caused or it may give her the medication, it may have caused the hives, but that reaction, I think Otto is still responsible for this. The drowning was an accident, and he desperately attempted a tracheotomy to save her. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me and wrongfully accused Otto. Whew. Out of these options, guys, I'm honestly leaning toward deliberate murder. It was like not self-defense, but Otto killed my mother to end her suffering and save my life. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me and was correct in accusing Otto of impropriety. It may have been one of those things that Otto knew that he wasn't getting any results, because he's saying, oh yeah, the condition's worsening, it's going to worsen before it gets better. Mycroft had enough of it. He goes out, sees Violet drowning Sherlock, and it could have been an accident, but you know what? I'm going to go with deliberate murder. I think that's the best option. I know we have the hives and everything on Violet, but I don't think that John and Sherlock are responsible. I think this may have been deliberate murder, especially with, you know, the bloody scalpel and everything right then. Though it could have been an allergic, her throat could have swelled up and been the cause of the tracheotomy. Is that even an option? That completely, okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with deliberate murder and see what happens. This is your final decision. Are you sure about your choice? You will not be able to change it after confirmation. It was a murder, but I think it was a murder to save Sherlock's life. I don't think Otto had bad intentions necessarily, but he kind of pulled the plug, in a manner of speaking, on his patient. We're doing it.
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
Otto Richter murdered my mother, and Mycroft covered it up. Whisked me away from this place, buried me in schoolwork, and left the past to rot.
And you needed a way to cope, so I helped.
You were a lie, John, a fiction, a crutch.
No, I was a friend.
Oh no.
Sherlock, please.
Sherlock,
What?
are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. A truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it.
Oh, John's starting to fade.
You kept me in the dark, and kept your actions quiet. You enabled Richter and his untested quackery for far too long. Worse, you wanted to lock up our mother.
I wanted to give you a chance at normalcy, at childhood. There was no change in what happened, no good to come of dwelling in the past.
It was lies upon lies. Otto Richter killed our mother, and you kept it from me. You had no right. I deserved to know.
You deserved to live, Sherlock. In his twisted mind, he killed her for you. But you didn't need to bear the burden of his choice. You were so fragile. I could not... I just couldn't. I chose us over him.
You know, for once, I actually believe you. And perhaps, now that the truth is out, I can finally do what you had hoped. Leave it all in the past.
Good. You have your whole life ahead of you, Sherlock. It is time you got on with it.
That went well. I like the fact that he was mentioning that he could be talking to both Mycroft and John with he's just trying to help. Okay, there's John. John's still here.
I was worried there for a minute, Sherry. Really worried. I didn't want to hurt you. What's so funny?
I am talking to myself, John. I think I was hurt regardless.
But we made a good team, eh? Explored every inch of this place together. Helped a lot of people. Terrorised a few too, I suppose. I think I may go so far as to say, Sherry, that I have not lived wholly in vain.
So that's it. It's over.
You've opened every door, Sherry. Faced the past you locked away. You don't need me anymore.
I know. I will miss you all the same. I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
Goodbye, John.
That's so sad, man. Closing a chapter achievement unlocked. So John's gone. What's Sherlock gonna do? That's been like a crutch at his side. He's gonna have to learn to walk again, in a manner of speaking. And she was only 40.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Vernon? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother.
There it is.
Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
Wow.
You really are beautiful.
I wonder if the painting changes depending on what you picked.
After everything, Cordona felt hollow, cloying. I returned to London and joined Mycroft in his work for the Crown, but soon that too soured. He cannot abide me being right, or perhaps I cannot abide him being wrong. I left after 2 months. I enrolled at Cambridge University, though it proved similarly unsatisfying. The lectures were of limited interest. I am more obsessed with my work in a hospital laboratory, pursuing medical research and devising novel testing methods. At least there, I can be confident in the truth. I think about you in the evenings. I helped a woman with a trivial matter, and now others arrive at my door for assistance with their mysteries. We could have spent years on the case together, just like Cordona. But I didn't listen to you, John. And now you're gone.
Oh, it's about to happen. Study in Scarlet.
I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
Wow.
Hey, Sherry. How far, bruises may be produced after death. How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
We go into credits because that was an incredible ending. Oh my god. That was great. That was just how they got introduced in the stories. Okay, let me process this a little bit, guys, while the credits play. The music may be a little bit loud, and I apologize for that. But this was great. I loved this. This game was awesome. I know some people had said that there were, issues with performance, and that's true. But I loved this world. Cordona was awesome. And the way that it all kind of just traveled, and the people that we encountered, and the references, and there was a lot to do, especially after the DLC. The DLC made it just the right amount of stuff, of content. And I loved the character of Werner. I wish we would see him more in home stuff. But the concept of Sherlock's mom being mentally ill and John being created as a defense mechanism to hide his trauma, that was really interesting. I liked how it was handled. But man, I'm curious what the other endings are. I bet they're not, well, I don't know. The other thing with Otto may have been interesting, but I think the one about either blaming John or blaming yourself, I bet those are probably really bittersweet, to say the least, if not just bad. But that was awesome how it all just kind of went together, but it also showed how much Mycroft cared. And I think one of the primary reasons I went for the ending that I did is that we learned that Mycroft, in his way, did care about Sherlock. And I think everything that he did, he had good intentions. May have been badly exercised, but I think his brother had good intentions. I may want to go ahead and play this and see what the other endings do, but I think we got a good one. So, that's good. And props to Frogwares. Everything's getting blanketed up again after it was so lively. To see Frogware bounce back with this game after the whole Sinking City debacle is... Oh, speaking of Sinking City, the crab cat, or the lobster cat. It's really good to see, and I hope that this game has been successful for them, because they deserve it. They were able to create a really rich world with that, kind of kept the spirit of Holmes while adding something unique and a little bit scary at times, because, Frogware does the Cthulhu stuff as well. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well, and I hope you all agreed with my decision there at the end. But, yeah, It's great. I highly recommend grabbing this game yourselves and giving it a check out. They may come out with more DLC. I have a season pass, but this was a great story, and it was I was curious if Will Coben, who played John, did both versions of John. I guess that would make sense. But it was awesome. I enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys liked it too. And that should go ahead and do it. We'll let the credits play. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from Frogware Studios next. Because if it continues to be this quality, I'm definitely probably going to like it. But if you guys enjoyed the series, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you in the next series. Later days, everyone.